Women are wired to notice the little things, details that most men overlook about themselves. While men often focus on the big gestures or apparent displays of attraction, women pick up on subtle cues that reveal far more about a man's character, confidence, and potential. How you carry yourself, react under pressure, and the small habits in your daily routine speak volumes before you even say a word. And the truth is, most men have no idea just how much women are observing. In this video, we'll uncover 7 surprising things women notice about you. Things that can either work in your favor or hold you back without you realizing it. From how you handle stress to the scent you leave behind, each factor shapes how a woman perceives you, even if she never explicitly mentions them. By the end of this video, you'll understand what women are silently picking up on and learn how to refine these aspects of yourself to attract and impress the right woman naturally. And stick around until the end for a bonus insight. One crucial trait that separates high-value men from the rest. Let's get started. 1. Confidence level. Confidence is one of the most magnetic traits a man can possess, and it plays a pivotal role in how women perceive and are attracted to him. It's not something that needs to be spoken aloud or explicitly demonstrated. It's the subtle nuances in a man's body language, the tone of his voice, and the way he interacts with the world around him that make his confidence undeniable. Women can sense a man's confidence level even when it's not overtly displayed. The first thing that women notice about a confident man is his posture. A man who stands tall, shoulders back, and walks with a relaxed yet purposeful stance instantly gives off the impression of self-assuredness. It's a physical cue that doesn't need any words to back it up. When you're confident, your body naturally reflects it, creating an aura that attracts others without trying. This minor adjustment in posture can have a significant impact on how you're perceived. Another subtle but powerful sign of confidence is eye contact. A man who holds steady eye contact without nervously darting his gaze away is often seen as calm, secure, and in control. This doesn't mean staring someone down intensely, but maintaining a comfortable, engaged gaze while speaking shows comfort with oneself and one's surroundings. Women notice when a man is confident enough to meet their gaze without hesitation or discomfort. When a man speaks, his voice can reveal much about his confidence. Speaking with a calm and controlled tone suggests a man who is comfortable with his words and doesn't feel the need to over-explain or rush. This kind of measured speech commands attention and shows that he values his opinions and is not looking for validation from others. It's the opposite of talking excessively or nervously, which can signal insecurity and make him seem less authoritative or self-assured. Composure is another key trait that confident men often possess, no matter their situation, whether in a social gathering, a work environment, or even a tense moment. They remain calm, collected, and emotionally steady. They don't seek approval or react anxiously to external pressures. Their composed nature makes them reliable and capable in the eyes of women. A man who remains steady under pressure or doesn't become easily flustered exudes a sense of control that women find attractive. Perhaps one of the most subtle yet telling signs of confidence is a man's energy presence. A confident man walks with purpose. He doesn't rush through life or hesitate in his steps. His presence in any room is felt without announcing it, and he doesn't seek to draw attention to himself exaggeratedly. He moves through his environment with intention and poise, creating an impression of someone who knows exactly where they're going. On the other hand, women can quickly sense when a man's confidence is lacking. Overcompensating by being excessively loud, boastful, or aggressive is a clear sign of insecurity. When a man feels the need to assert his dominance or be the center of attention constantly, it often comes across as forced or inauthentic. These behaviors instinctively turn women off because they signal that the man is compensating for deeper feelings of inadequacy. Similarly, fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or slouching all signal insecurity. These behaviors can make a man appear nervous or unsure of himself, which is the opposite of what a confident man exudes. Additionally, when a man constantly seeks validation by cracking jokes or trying too hard to impress others, it often reflects a lack of confidence in who he is. Women are attracted to men who are secure enough to be themselves, without needing external validation or reassurance. Take a moment to reflect on iconic figures such as James Bond. He epitomizes quiet confidence, calm, collected, and only speaking when necessary. His every action exudes authority without the need to boast or overstate his abilities. He doesn't seek anyone's approval, but commands respect and admiration. This level of confidence makes him irresistible, and it's the kind of confidence that women find deeply attractive. Ultimately, confidence is not about arrogance or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being comfortable in your skin, embracing who you are, and not relying on others to define your worth. Women are drawn to men who project that sense of inner security because it creates a stable and attractive foundation for any relationship. So the next time you want to make a lasting impression, focus on your posture, eye contact, speech, and overall composure. Let your natural confidence shine through and watch as the world, including women, takes notice. 2. Grooming habits. Women notice the little things that many men overlook. And grooming habits are one of the most telling aspects of a man's personality. The way you maintain yourself isn't just about looking good. It's a direct reflection of your discipline, self-respect, and attention to detail. When a woman looks at a man, she subconsciously picks up on these signals, forming an impression of his lifestyle, confidence, and even how he carries himself in a relationship. A well-groomed man exudes a quiet sense of control and order, while a man who neglects personal hygiene might inadvertently signal carelessness, laziness, or a lack of self-awareness. Hair is often the first thing a woman notices. Whether neatly trimmed or styled with just the right effortlessness, it speaks volumes about how much attention a man pays to himself. Greasy, unkempt hair or excessive use of styling products can be an immediate turn-off because it suggests either a lack of care or overcompensation. Facial hair is another crucial factor. A well-maintained beard or a clean shave shows thoughtfulness in presentation, whereas patchy, untrimmed stubble gives the impression of neglect. Women appreciate men who know how to maintain their facial hair, as it shows a certain level of grooming sophistication. Nails are a subtle but highly revealing detail. Clean, trimmed nails free of dirt show that a man values hygiene and precision, two qualities women often associate with responsibility and reliability. Conversely, long, dirty nails suggest carelessness, something no woman finds attractive. Similarly, breath and dental hygiene can make or break attraction. Fresh breath and well-maintained teeth indicate a commitment to self-care, whereas yellowing teeth or bad breath can instantly diminish interest, no matter how well-dressed or charismatic a man might be. Clothing plays an equally important role. Women are highly attuned to how a man presents himself through his attire, and it's not about expensive brands or designer labels. It's about fit, cleanliness, and effort. Well-fitted clothes that complement a man's physique give off an air of confidence and self-awareness. In contrast, wrinkled, ill-fitting or hastily thrown-together outfits suggest a lack of consideration. Often an overlooked detail for men, shoes are among the first things many women notice. Clean, well-kept shoes indicate attention to detail, while scuffed, dirty, or excessively worn footwear can suggest a lack of effort in personal upkeep. Skincare is another essential aspect that goes beyond mere appearance. Healthy, hydrated skin free from excessive dryness or acne reflects an understanding of self-maintainment. While some men might dismiss skincare as unimportant, women see it as a reflection of overall hygiene and discipline. A man caring for his skin demonstrates that he values long-term self-investment. Conversely, women dislike poor grooming habits because they suggest a deeper issue of neglect or lack of self-respect. Messy hair, excessive hair gel, wrinkled clothes, unclean shoes, strong body odor, or an overpowering use of cologne can all create an impression that a man lacks balance in his self-care routine. There's a fine line between effortless grooming and overcompensation, and the key is to strike a natural, confident balance that signals a well-put-together individual. Grooming matters because it extends beyond physical attraction. It influences how others perceive a man's confidence, self-respect, and attention to detail. A polished, well-maintained appearance is not about vanity. It's about presenting oneself in the best possible way. Women are naturally drawn to men who take pride in their appearance, not because they're trying too hard, but because their grooming habits align with a mindset of discipline and self-respect. In relationships, this level of care signals reliability, consistency, and an ability to put effort into something meaningful, all qualities women deeply value. A man who masters his grooming habits isn't just seen as attractive, he's seen as someone who holds himself to high standards, and that kind of confidence is magnetic. 3. Reaction under stress. Women are highly observant regarding how a man reacts under pressure. In everyday interactions, whether dealing with a frustrating work situation, a sudden change of plans, or an unexpected inconvenience, they instinctively assess a man's ability to remain composed. His reaction in these moments tells them more about his emotional intelligence, self-betrayal, and long-term potential as a partner than any rehearsed charm or well-placed compliment ever could. A man who maintains his patience when things don't go as planned, such as handling a delayed order at a restaurant without irritation, signals emotional stability. Women are drawn to men who can manage their emotions and navigate conflicts calmly because it creates a sense of security. If a man can handle minor frustrations gracefully, it suggests he won't crumble under more serious life challenges. This is why emotional resilience is often rated as a top trait women find attractive in long-term partners. Another key factor is adaptability. When a man faces an obstacle, does he freeze, complain, or shift immediately into problem-solving mode? Women admire those who focus on solutions instead of dwelling on the problem. For example, if there's a traffic jam, does he angrily honk and curse, or does he take a breath and find an alternate route? His ability to stay level-headed in a stressful moment is a powerful indicator of his overall emotional stability. A sense of humor also plays a crucial role in how men are perceived under stress. Women naturally gravitate toward men who can diffuse tense situations with a light-hearted approach. This doesn't mean making a joke at inappropriate times, but rather maintaining a perspective that keeps problems from feeling overwhelming. If an unexpected setback happens, the ability to smile, shake it off, and move forward makes a man infinitely more attractive. Laughter is a natural stress reliever, and when a man can find humor in difficulties, it reassures women that he can handle life's ups and downs without falling apart. Decision-making is another fundamental trait women pay close attention to. A man who can think quickly and act rationally under pressure earns respect. Women want to know that if things go wrong, a financial crisis, an emergency, or a moment of uncertainty, they won't become paralyzed by stress or make impulsive decisions fueled by frustration. The ability to calmly assess a situation and take decisive action creates trust, essential for a healthy and secure relationship. Beyond words and actions, body language reveals a great deal about a man's emotional stability. Women notice excessive sighing, rolling eyes, fidgeting, or aggressive gestures like clenching fists or slamming objects. These subtle cues indicate whether a man is in control of his emotions or if he's allowing stress to dictate his behavior. A composed man maintains steady eye contact and refrains from overreacting physically, conveying that he is grounded and capable. On the flip side, certain behaviors are immediate red flags. Losing temper quickly, especially over minor inconveniences, suggests an inability to regulate emotions. Women instinctively distance themselves from men who are quick to anger because it creates unpredictability and a lack of emotional safety. Blaming others, acting entitled, or complaining excessively are equally off-putting. If a man constantly externalizes his frustrations rather than taking responsibility for his emotions, it signals immaturity and a lack of self-awareness. Women are also wary of men who become defensive when challenged, which indicates insecurity and an unwillingness to grow. Studies show that 65% of women prefer a calm partner under stress. This makes sense because relationships involve inevitable challenges, and the ability to navigate difficulties with patience and emotional intelligence is crucial to long-term compatibility. A man's reaction to something as simple as a traffic jam can tell a woman everything she needs to know about how he'll handle more significant challenges, from financial setbacks to family conflicts. Ultimately, women are not looking for perfection, nor do they expect a man never to feel stress. What truly matters is how he manages it. A man who can stay composed, problem solve, and maintain a sense of humor under challenging moments demonstrates strength and confidence, qualities that make him attractive and someone she can rely on in the long run. 4. Listening skills. Women are incredibly perceptive when it comes to communication, and they can instantly tell the difference between a man who is genuinely listening and one who is simply waiting for his turn to speak. This distinction often separates a man who forms deep emotional connections from one who leaves women feeling unheard and unappreciated. Authentic listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about engaging with the emotions behind them, making her feel valued, and showing that what she says matters to you. A woman notices everything in a conversation. She observes whether you maintain eye contact or your gaze drifts toward your phone or the television. She pays attention to whether your responses are thoughtful or if you just nod absent-mindedly. She can tell when you're truly present and going through the motions. More than anything, she wants to know that when she speaks, her words are landing somewhere meaningful, not just bouncing off the surface of someone who is barely engaged. So, a great listener man demonstrates it in subtle but powerful ways. First, eye contact is crucial. When you hold her gaze, it signals that she has your full attention. It reassures her that you are present in the moment, engaged in what she's saying, and not distracted by external noise. This simple act alone can make her feel a stronger connection with you. Next, allowing her to finish her thoughts without interruptions shows respect. Many men make the mistake of jumping in too soon to offer a solution or shift the focus back onto themselves. But when you let her complete her thoughts uninterrupted, You communicate that what she says is important and worth hearing. Engagement goes beyond silence. It's about how you respond. An actively listening man follows up with thoughtful questions rather than generic remarks. Instead of just saying, "That sucks," or "That's crazy," a more engaged response might be, "How did that make you feel?" or "What do you think you'll do next?" These responses demonstrate that you're not just hearing the facts, but care about the emotions behind them. This is what builds deeper emotional connections. Women don't just want to be heard, they want to be understood. Body language plays a massive role in making her feel like you're present. Minor, natural reactions like occasionally nodding, leaning in slightly, or mirroring her emotions with subtle facial expressions can reinforce that you're absorbing what she's saying. On the other hand, closed-off body language, like constantly shifting your focus elsewhere, sends the opposite message. It makes her feel like her words aren't worth your full attention. Nothing ruins a conversation faster than distractions. If you check your phone while she's talking, glance at a screen in the background, or seem preoccupied, your attention is divided. Your actions tell a different story, even if you say you're listening. Women are susceptible to these cues, and if they feel like they're competing with your phone or the television, they'll quickly disengage. Keeping your phone out of sight, setting distractions aside, and focusing entirely on her when she speaks are some of the simplest yet most effective ways to show her that you genuinely care. On the flip side, there are behaviors that women find frustrating when they're trying to have a conversation. One of the biggest turn-offs is when a man listens just to reply rather than to understand. This happens when someone is formulating their following response instead of genuinely processing what's being said. A woman can sense when a man is mentally preparing his thoughts instead of absorbing hers, making her feel like she's not being valued. Another common frustration is receiving only surface-level responses that don't acknowledge the depth of what she's sharing. She will feel dismissed if she's opening up about something meaningful, and all she gets in return is a casual, non-committal remark. So why does all of this matter? Because listening is not just a passive act. It's a key component of emotional connection. A woman doesn't just want to talk to a man, she wants to feel like she's being seen, heard, and valued. When a man listens with genuine presence and engagement, he creates an environment where she feels safe to express herself. She will associate that feeling of being heard by him, strengthening their bond and emotionally drawing her to him. The ability to truly listen is one of the most underrated yet powerful skills a man can develop. It requires presence, patience, and a willingness to put your thoughts aside momentarily to absorb hers fully. When you master this, you're not just improving your conversations, you're deepening your relationships, building trust, and making her feel a rare and irreplaceable connection. 5. Smell. Scent is one of the most underrated yet influential factors in attraction. While men often focus on looks, status, or charm, many underestimate how deeply a woman's subconscious reacts to scent. A man's smell isn't just a fleeting detail. It can evoke emotions, trigger memories, and leave a lasting impression. Scent is directly linked to the brain's limbic system, which governs emotions and memory. A particular fragrance, a fresh and clean aroma, or even a hint of natural masculinity can make a woman feel inexplicably drawn to a man. On the other hand, an unpleasant or overpowering smell can instantly break the spell, no matter how attractive or confident he is. Women are susceptible to scent, often more so than men. It's not just about hygiene, but how a man's scent complements his presence. Cleanliness is the foundation. Nothing is more off-putting than the smell of stale sweat, unwashed clothes, or lingering cigarette smoke. A man who smells fresh, as if he just stepped out of a shower, naturally signals health, vitality, and self-care. But beyond being clean, how a man subtly enhances his scent can make him unforgettable. The right cologne, used in moderation, adds sophistication and allure. It shouldn't be overpowering or artificial, but rather a mild, masculine scent that blends naturally with his chemistry. Women often appreciate a fragrance that lingers just enough to be intriguing, making them want to lean in a little closer. Interestingly, some women are drawn to a man's natural scent, provided it's well maintained. This is due to pheromones, the chemical signals the body naturally produces, which can subconsciously influence attraction. A woman may not even realize why she feels drawn to a man, but his scent plays a crucial role. It's why certain fragrances smell incredible on one person but not on another. The best way to enhance this natural chemistry is through good hygiene, proper grooming, and choosing a scent that complements rather than masks his own body's natural appeal. One often overlooked detail is breath. Fresh breath is an essential part of an overall attractive scent. Even if a man is well dressed and wearing the perfect cologne, bad breath can instantly ruin everything. Clean teeth, good oral hygiene, and fresh-smelling breath signal attentiveness to self-care. When speaking closely, a subtle hint of mint or a clean neutral scent can make interactions more inviting and intimate. Just as a pleasant scent can draw a woman in, the wrong smell can repel her instantly. Overusing cologne, bathing in body spray, or choosing an overpowering fragrance can be just as bad as having poor hygiene. Many women dislike artificial synthetic smells that are too aggressive or overwhelming. Similarly, the lingering smell of alcohol, cigarettes, or unwashed clothes creates an impression of carelessness and neglect. Even if a man has an attractive personality, the wrong scent can create a subconscious barrier that makes a woman hesitant to get close. Scientific studies have shown how powerfully scent is tied to emotions and memory. A fragrance can instantly remind someone of an experience, an old love, or a comforting moment. This is why a chosen scent can leave a lasting imprint on a woman's mind. When she smells something similar in the future, she may instinctively think of the man who wore it. A signature scent that is consistently worn but never overdone can become an unspoken part of a man's identity, something she remembers long after he's left the room. Attraction isn't just about what a woman sees. It's about what she feels, senses, and remembers. A well-maintained, subtle scent tells her that a man is confident, clean, and aware of how he presents himself. It's a silent yet powerful factor that can deepen attraction, making encounters more memorable and increasing the likelihood of genuine chemistry. When a man understands the importance of scent and uses it to his advantage, he creates an experience that a woman doesn't just see or hear, she feels on a deeper, more instinctive level. 6. Treatment of others. One of the most overlooked yet crucial aspects of attraction is how a man treats those who can offer him nothing in return. Women are highly perceptive regarding character, and while they might not always comment on it, they are constantly observing. They take note of the small, seemingly insignificant interactions, a moment of politeness with a stranger, an act of patience towards someone struggling, a show of gratitude towards someone in a service position. These moments reveal the kind of person a man truly is. A woman may be drawn to a man for his looks, confidence, or charm, but his character determines whether she respects him. And nothing exposes character more clearly than how he treats others when there's no incentive to be kind. If a man is courteous to a woman he's interested in, but rude to a waiter, it immediately signals that his kindness is conditional. Women recognize this pattern instinctively. They understand that if a man only behaves well when trying to impress, that behavior will likely fade once he feels he has nothing to gain. That's why how he treats service workers, strangers, and even animals speaks volumes. It's a silent test that many men fail without even realizing they are being tested. Politeness and respect are fundamental indicators of a man's upbringing and maturity. Simple acts like saying please and thank you without hesitation, acknowledging someone's effort, or showing patience in frustrating situations demonstrate emotional intelligence. A woman sees these behaviors and registers them as signs of a man in control of himself. On the other hand, displays of arrogance, entitlement, or condescension toward those in lower positions signal the opposite. Insecurity masked as dominance. A man who talks down to a cashier, snaps at a waitress, or ignores a janitor might think he's asserting superiority, but in reality, he's revealing weakness. No matter how much confidence he projects elsewhere, that moment of rudeness leaves a lasting impression. Generosity, even in its most diminutive forms, can also be a subtle yet powerful indicator of a man's depth of character. Holding a door open, giving up a seat for someone who needs it, or offering help without expecting recognition. These gestures don't go unnoticed. Women don't just admire these actions, they see them as glimpses into a man's values. A man who gives without keeping score, who treats people well simply because it's the right thing to do, exudes a quiet strength that is deeply attractive. It signals security, self-respect, and an understanding of human dignity. What repels women, however, is the opposite. Men who lack basic decency when there's nothing to gain from it. A man who is only kind when it benefits him is not genuinely kind. He is calculating. If his behavior shifts depending on who he's interacting with, a woman will quickly recognize the inconsistency. This is why men who are dismissive, impatient, or outright rude toward those in service positions often struggle to maintain meaningful relationships. Respect is not something that can be turned on and off at convenience. Women know that the way a man treats strangers today is how he may eventually treat them when the excitement of attraction wears off. At the core of it all, a man's character is not just about the words he says or the image he projects. It's revealed through his actions in everyday life and his consistency in treating everyone with dignity. Women respect men who don't see kindness as a performance, but as a natural extension of who they are. Actual attraction isn't just about chemistry or physical appeal. It's about the silent signals that tell a woman she is in the presence of a man she can truly respect. 7. Authenticity. Regarding attraction, one of the most important qualities women notice in a man is authenticity. It's easy to think that impressing a woman requires flashy gestures or bragging about your accomplishments, but in reality, what draws her in is much simpler: the ability to be yourself. Authenticity is the cornerstone of any meaningful connection, and it's far more potent than any manufactured charm or rehearsed lines. Women are highly attuned to whether a man is being genuine or trying too hard to impress. The key difference between someone authentic and someone who is not lies in the way they interact with the world. A man who is comfortable in his skin doesn't feel the need to change his personality depending on who he's around. His behavior remains consistent, whether with friends, family, or strangers, showing a deep sense of self-assurance. This kind of self-confidence is magnetic because it's real. Women are drawn to men who don't try to be something they're not, and are comfortable enough to speak openly about their thoughts, beliefs, and interests. There's no need for pretense or exaggeration, because the man is himself. Honesty plays a significant role in authenticity. It's not just about being truthful with her, but also being open about what you want out of life, the things that excite you, and even your flaws. A man who isn't afraid to speak his mind and share his genuine opinions is refreshing. Women can tell when a man is trying to be someone he isn't, and it's usually a turn-off. Pretending to like something to fit in, or changing your story to sound more impressive, often backfires. The charm of authenticity is that it doesn't require any tricks or acts. It's all about being authentic. Confidence is another trait that authenticity naturally brings with it. It's not the kind of confidence that boasts about achievements or status, but rather the type that stems from being comfortable with who you are. When a man doesn't need to put on a facade or prove himself, it's a clear signal to a woman that he's secure in his identity. This type of man doesn't need to constantly talk about his accomplishments, because he knows others' perceptions don't define his value. This quiet confidence speaks volumes. On the other hand, women often find inauthenticity draining. Overly calculated conversations, exaggerated claims about success, or constantly changing behavior to fit a particular situation all appear disingenuous. These tactics might work briefly, but they'll ultimately create an emotional distance between you. Women value consistency, and seeing someone changing who they are based on who's in the room creates distrust. Authenticity is not about being perfect, but consistent and honest in your interactions. The real power of authenticity lies in its ability to build trust. When a man is honest, women feel safe around him. They don't have to wonder if he's hiding something or pretending to be someone else. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Without it, attraction fizzles out. A woman will be far more drawn to a man who's secure enough to be himself, even if that means admitting flaws or talking about things that aren't always flattering. This raw honesty leads to deeper connections and stronger feelings of attraction. So, if you want to connect with a woman on a deeper level, focus less on impressing her with grand gestures or rehearsed lines. Instead, show her the real you, the man who isn't afraid to be himself, doesn't need validation from others to feel good, and is open, honest, and consistent. Authenticity doesn't need to be flashy, it simply needs to be true. And in the end, that's the kind of attraction that lasts. 8. Bonus: ambition and goals. Women are naturally attracted to men who display passion and a clear direction in life. It's not about current success, but the drive for something greater. When a man speaks enthusiastically about his goals and demonstrates dedication through his actions, it signals confidence and leadership. Women are drawn to this energy, which makes them see him as someone with purpose and vision. Ambition is more than just reaching the top. It's about working towards something meaningful and being committed to growth. A man who invests in his dreams and doesn't rely on others for validation becomes a source of inspiration. His work ethic, drive, and future-focused mindset create an undeniable attraction. This ambition is not just attractive, it's magnetic. Women want to be with someone who is shaping their future with intention. It shows that he's not just getting by, but actively pursuing something meaningful. This level of self-assurance in his ambitions also translates into the relationship, where he provides stability, excitement, and leadership. Ultimately, a man with ambition doesn't just attract women at the moment, he captivates them with his potential and the journey ahead. The drive for growth makes him stand out and creates lasting attraction. Women are highly perceptive, often noticing subtle details about men that go entirely unnoticed by the men themselves. Confidence, for instance, is one of the first things a woman picks up on. not just through words, but through posture, eye contact, and how a man carries himself in a room. A confident presence speaks louder than any scripted lines, while insecurity, whether shown through fidgeting or a need for external validation, is just as obvious. Grooming habits are another silent signal. The minor details, well-maintained hair, clean nails, fresh breath, and polished shoes, depict self-respect and discipline. Women don't just see a well-dressed man, they see someone who takes pride in himself and understands that presentation reflects deeper character qualities. How a man reacts under pressure is just as telling. Life isn't always smooth, and whether he stays calm or unravels at the slightest inconvenience reveals his emotional strength. Patience, adaptability, and a sense of humor in challenging moments signal resilience, while frustration, blame, or defensiveness show a lack of control. Women want to feel safe with a man, and that safety isn't just physical, it's emotional stability in the face of stress. Beyond handling challenges, a man's ability to truly listen is another key trait. Women notice when a man genuinely engages in a conversation versus when he waits for his turn to speak. Eye contact, thoughtful responses, and undivided attention build connection, while distractions or dismissive replies do the opposite. The scent is another subconscious yet powerful element of attraction. A man's natural fragrance combined with subtle cologne and fresh breath can leave a lasting impression, tying emotions to memory. On the other hand, overpowering cologne or poor hygiene can have the opposite effect. More than appearance and scent, though, what truly defines a man is how he treats others. Women pay close attention to how a man interacts with those who can't offer him anything in return. The way he speaks to a waiter, a cashier, or even a stranger on the street says volumes about his character. Respect and kindness are non-negotiable qualities, and no charm or success can mask a lack of genuine decency. The most crucial factor of all is authenticity. Women can sense when a man is genuine versus when he's trying too hard to impress. Absolute confidence comes from comfort in one's skin, from speaking openly and acting consistently regardless of who is watching. There's no need to exaggerate, overcompensate, or mold oneself to fit expectations. A man who is true to himself naturally attracts the right people into his life. Lastly, ambition and purpose stand out. A man who moves through life with direction, speaks about his goals enthusiastically, and actively works towards something more significant is inherently attractive. Success isn't the key, drive and passion are. Women are drawn to the energy of a man who believes in something and is working toward it. These are the details that women notice, often before a single word is spoken. How a man presents himself, how he reacts to challenges, the sincerity in his words, and the quiet signals of his ambition all shape how he is perceived. Attraction isn't about a single grand gesture, but the countless small things that add to a larger picture. So, what do you think? Have you ever realized how much women notice without you even realizing it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on relationships, psychology, and self-improvement.